massage just the knees. Oh my God, they hurt today. I think it's the rain. The rain is causing pain in my knees. So give your knees a little bit of a rub. If you're like me and they are just like the holders of all agony, I think that is just, it's just right in there, in the fluidy bits. Right. Cross your legs now the other way round. Take the fleshy part of your butt behind you. And as I did on this morning, so just going to play around with our seated position, maybe just moving backwards and forwards till you find where, if you sit up, you are holding yourself by your core. Because some of us have a tendency to lean forward, and you'll find that you either dump that sort of in the middle of the back, or you're slumping and slouching so you can feel it sort of under the rib cage. You want to get it so that you're seated with a very strong feeling of a core round your whole middle. We'll stay here. Take the hands to the knees, close the eyes if you wish. Take a breath in and exhale slowly. Let's rotate the palms this time. Interlace the fingers and push the palms away. Big deep breath in. As you exhale, we're going to pull the belly in. Big deep breath. As you exhale, pull the belly in. Take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, pull the belly in. Take the hands beside you and just let yourself breathe as normal. Come into side stretch. Walking the fingers away. And come to the other side. And then we'll trail the fingers across and come up and trail. Keep moving, following your fingers with your gaze. Just breathing in and out. Do a few more. Last one. And coming back to center, taking the soles of the feet together. I'm going to give myself a little massage along the arch of my feet. Take yourself, so your hands are just above your ankles. You're going to use your elbows on your knees and round over into bound Cobra. Take a breath and exhale slowly. Bring ourselves up to seated, taking the knees in. You're going to hug the knees and forehead to the knees. And then bring yourself up to seated, coming on to hands and knees. We'll take a foot behind you, pushing back on the heel. And then come to the other side, take foot to the mat, push back on the heel. Come back onto hands and knees, and we'll rock backwards and forwards. Rotate the palms so the wrists are facing the short side of your mat. Take one hand off and rest. And the other hand off and rest. And we'll come into cat-cow, arching the back, and then dip and extend through the chin. You're arching into cat. Breathing in as you extend, exhale as you arch. And then we'll take a foot behind you again, push away through the heel. And we're going to lift that foot up off the floor. Place the foot to the mat. We'll bring the knee to the same elbow and extend. And the opposite elbow and extend. And place that foot down. Come to the other side. Push down on the ball of the foot. Lift that foot up. So squeeze the butt. Take that knee to the same elbow and extend. And the opposite elbow and extend. Bring the knee to the mat. Tucking the toes, we're lifting into down face dog and walk through the heels. Just walking through the heels, maybe wiggling a little bit. Come up onto the ball of the foot and roll forward onto your knees, kneeling plank.
Yeah, nice.
Tuck the toes, come backwards, and then lift the hips to the ceiling and walk through the heels. Roll onto the ball of the feet, come forward into a plank, back into kneeling plank. And then we'll come back into extended child pose and rest. Taking the fingertips out in front into extended child pose. Come back up onto hands and knees into a kneeling plank. Stay here for a moment. And then we'll come down onto elbows, the forearm plank. Clasp your hands together And then slowly lower your hips to the mat into the pose, and we'll rest here. Come down onto the mat, stack the hands and turn to face one way. Allow yourself to breathe and rest for the moment. And then we'll stack the hands the other way and turn to face the opposite direction. Forehead to the mat. Take the hands to the top corners of the mat. Engage to come up and push with the arms straight into Cobra. So your Cobra might be quite high or low depending on the flexibility of your back. Just where it's comfortable you're staying. And then we'll come back down to the mat. You're going to engage and lift up and continue to push with the hands into Cobra. And then come down to the mat. Taking the hands by your rib cage, engage to come up. Keep the elbows in and pushing up into up face dog. Place the knees to the mat, lifting the hips, and we'll come backwards into extended child pose. Let's come forward again into kneeling plank. Rotate the elbows, chest, chin, belly to the mat. Lifting into a baby cobra. Lifting up into up face dog. Place the knees to the mat and back into extended child pose. Let's come forward into kneeling plank again. You're going to rotate the elbows. Come chest, chin, belly to the floor. Lift into baby cobra. Come back down to the mat. So come up into baby cobra. Continue to push into up face dog, taking the thighs off the mat. Knees to the mat, extended child pose. Just rest here for a moment. Come back onto hands and knees and into your cat-cow, arching the back. And extend to cow. We're going to arch and extend. And arch and extend. And arch and extend. Tucking the toes. I'm going to come into bear pose. You're taking your knees off the mat by an inch. Breathe. And place the knees back to the mat. Do that one more time. Taking the knees off the mat. Just breathe. And take the knees to the mat. Last time, taking the knees off the mat. Bear pose. And then we'll continue to come onto our hips to the ceiling, on our toes, and then place the heels to the mat into down face dog. Have a breather here. And then walk the hands to the feet. Fold. And then we'll slowly roll all the way up. Standing. Jump off. Okay, coming onto your toes, we're going to start at the one end of your mat. You're coming onto the balls of your feet. So let's just come up and down on the balls of your feet. Down. Try to do it as slowly as you can, but if you become unbalanced, Do what you need. We'll try to roll in towards the ball of the big toe rather than rolling out towards the little toe. This will help you to stay a bit more balanced. If you need to use the wall, please do. We'll do that a few more times. Then we're going to come onto our toes and we're going to walk on our toes across the mat. We'll turn round and walk the other way. We'll do this one more time. Walk to the end of the mat and walk back the other way. Now we're going to come onto our heels. So you're lifting your toes and balls of the feet off the mat. You're on your heels. You're going to walk on your heels to the end of the mat. And walk back again. Yes, it is a tricky one. If you need to place your hands out in order to balance yourself, do so. I'll do it one more time, walking to the end of the mat. You've got to pull up through the belly to do this. And back again. And then just rest. You're going to take your toes now and put them behind you, one toe behind you. So you're bending your toes back the other way, stretching the front of the foot and the ankle. And we'll do the other side. Okay, so now go careful, especially if you are a bit hypermobile. You have to have real control of this. We're going to come onto the side, the outside edge of our feet. So you don't want to over twist, especially if you're hypermobile. If you are hypermobile and you're finding this is pushing into your ankles too much, then go back to just doing a heel walk. Otherwise you come into the outside edge of your feet and you're going to walk across your mat on the outside edge of your feet. And then back the other way. Then back the other way. And back the other way. And then come back to the centre of your mat. Taking the feet out wide. I'm going to turn the toes in and the heels out wide. And we're hinge forward into a wide leg flat back. Just resting your hands to your thighs, crown of the head's coming away. Lifting all the way up and then heel toe in a little bit. Come down into a squat or a high squat if this is not comfortable. Elbows to inside of the knees and palms together. You push through the heels and rise. Taking a foot to one side and stepping back into warrior two. So we're going to practice swapping our warrior twos from the front of the mat to the back of the mat, just by picking up our heels and turning. So you want to lift your toes up, you're going to turn on your heels and go the other side. So you're going to lift your feet up, whoa, fall over like me, and turn to the other side. So you're lifting up and turning, going to lift up and turn, lifting up and turn. Last one. Stay in a warrior two. Oh, I'm getting wider. You might have to readjust. Stay in your warrior two. Take your elbow to your thigh into side angle. Back into warrior two. Side angle. Back into warrior two. Side angle. Warrior two. Straighten that front leg and reach as far as you can. Take the palms in front of the thigh and then rotate towards the ceiling in triangle pose. We'll lift up and come to the other side. Warrior two. Side angle. Just leaning on that front thigh. Back into warrior two. Come forward into side angle. And back into warrior two. We'll come side angle. Back into warrior two. Straighten the front leg and then reach as far as you can. Taking that hand in front of the thigh and rotating into triangle pose. Lifting up, taking both heels in and come forward with the arms wide into a flat back. I've just blinded myself looking in the light. Can't actually see anything at the moment except flashing lights. Taking the hands behind you, holding onto your elbows if you can reach, or if you can do reverse prayer, placing the hands in a prayer position behind your back, or just holding onto the elbows. Breathe, and we're going to push through the heels, and you're going to rise all the way up with a flat back. Taking the hands to front prayer position, heel toe in, and come down into a squat. I'm going to push through the heels and rise, and then come to the top of the mat. Hinge from the hips, bending the knees, come down into a fold. Take the hands either side of your feet. Stepping back on the right into a lunge. Just stay here for a moment. Straightening the front leg. And then come back into a lunge. And straighten the front leg. And then come back into a lunge. Straighten the front leg. Come back into lunge. Step in from the back foot and step to the other side. Step as far away into a lunge. Hands at either side of your foot. You're going to straighten the front leg and then come back into lunge. Straighten the front leg and come back into lunge. Let's straighten the front leg and come back into lunge. We'll straighten the front leg, come back into lunge, and then step all the way in to a fold. Let your head hang. Take the hands to the shins or just above the knee. You're going to pull up, into flat back extension. Try to pull through the belly, that you are holding yourself by your belly. Breathe. You're going to come back to the fold. Hand either side of your knees, sorry, either side of your feet. If you have to bend your knees to get flat to the mat, then do so. And either step or jump back into a plank. So you can just step back, place the knees to the mat, and come back into extended child pose. Take a breath. And we'll come up onto hands and knees and bring yourself to a seated position, taking the legs out wide. Bring your hands to support you. They can be in front or behind, whichever you prefer. And we'll just stay in a wide leg for a moment. Now, hinging from your hips, you're going to move yourself slightly forward. Keep breathing and just pick yourself back up into wide legs. Take the legs in, bending the knees, chest to the thighs, on the other side of your feet, then rounding your head down towards your knees. Taking yourself into a cross leg, and we're going to take to one side. Let's take our arm in front of the knee. We're going to lock ourselves in place of our rotation as we raise the back arm. Staying in your rotation, you're going to raise the front arm. Breathe here. And then slowly turn back to the center and take the arms down. Cross the legs the other way around. Rotate to the other side. Breathe. We're going to raise the back arm. Keep yourself in a rotation. Raise the front arm. Breathe. And then come back to the center, place the hands down. Coming down over into side stretch. You're going to walk the fingers further away and extend that top arm. Breathe. Coming to the other side. Walk those fingers away so you're extending that stretch. Breathe. I know, I keep forgetting to breathe too. Coming back to center, cross the legs the other way around. Hinge from your hips, walking the fingers out in front. And then rounding down, chest towards chin. Have a few deep breaths here. And then bring yourself slowly up to seated. Extend one leg, bring the heel into the groin and sitting up tall. Rotate towards the extended leg and come down into a fold. You can take the opposite arm across if you wish to hold onto your foot or along your leg so you feel a deep stretch all down the side of the body. If you're not getting much of a stretch, you can hold onto your foot and then point your toe, and that should increase the stretch down the body. Breathe. And then coming up to seated. Take your 2 fingers and we'll wrap them around the toe if you can reach. Otherwise, your arm is on the inside of that leg. You're going to turn back to look at the knee that's bent. And then take the top arm over the top and come down, hand to the big toe. Breathe. That top arm is coming all the way up and over to the mat. You're pushing onto your knee and lifting out into 5-pointed wild thing. We're going to take the toe off the mat. So you're taking the arm and the toe off the mat. Breathe. Bring yourself back down to seated, and we'll swap to the other side. Heel comes to your groin. You're taking yourself to face the extended leg and take your opposite arm. If you can reach your foot, you hold onto your foot, otherwise anywhere along your leg. If this stretch feels too easy, you can hold onto your foot and then point your toe. You want to feel a big, deep stretch down the side of your body. Coming up to seated, taking 2 fingers if you can reach and putting them between the big toe and holding there. Otherwise, the arm is coming onto the inside of your leg. You're rotating to face your knee, and then the top arm comes up and over into hand to big toe. Don't forget to breathe. This top arm is coming up and over, placing the hand to the mat, pushing on the knee into 5-pointed wild thing, and take the foot off the floor. Really extend through fingertips and toes. And then come back down to seated. Take your feet out wide again. They might come a little bit more wider this time. You're going to hinge from your hips and take yourself forward into a wide leg forward fold. Don't forget to breathe. Coming up to seated, we're taking the heels in, soles of the feet together, holding just above your ankles, and then squeeze, so we place the knees down towards the mat. And then release and let go. Just squeezing the knees down towards the mat. And release and let go. Just one more time, squeezing the knees down towards the mat. And release and let go. Taking yourself into a 90-90 position. That means we're just kind of putting the knees to the mat, the front foot is on your back knee, and you can come forward into this modified pigeon. And just breathe here. Coming all the way up, and we'll swap to the other side into 90-90 on the other side, and come forward over the knee into modified pigeon. And coming all the way up. So the option is to come back into 90-90 like so, into a modified pigeon again. Or if you want, you can come into full pigeon, taking that foot across the top of your mat and rolling onto the hip. And then we'll come forward into an extended pigeon. Bring yourself all the way up. We'll take the back foot in. So you can be sitting on the back hip and bringing your leg in like this, or you're rolled and you're going to hold onto the foot. And then come to the other side. So the option is to come into your 90-90 like so, and come forward again into pigeon. You'll take the foot across the top of the mat and roll into full pigeon with your hip down towards the mat and extending the arms out in front of you. I'm going to come all the way up. You can either sit on the back hip and hold on to your leg like so, or you can be forward and hold on like this. Bring yourself back onto your mat. We'll swivel all the way round and roll back onto our backs, hugging our knees into the chest. Now, hopefully, you're all on carpeted. If you're on a hard floor like I am, you might not want to do this. It depends how padded your mat is. So we're just going to rock from side to side. Then you're going to hold underneath your knees and rock backwards and forwards until you come up to seated. So this is a bit of homework I've given everyone. I'm not going to do it now. I'm giving this to everybody as homework this morning. It is practicing rolling round like so till you get to the other side of your mat, and then rolling back the other way like so. Obviously, padded floor will be helpful. Carpet is nicer to do this on than a hard floor. It does ouchie on the back, but you can have a go at doing that all week with some fun. Coming down onto your back now, and just hug your knees into your chest, or extend one leg along the mat. Hold the knee into your chest. Holding underneath the thigh now of that leg. Take the foot up towards the ceiling. Bring the knee out slightly and then holding underneath that foot if you can reach, or just holding your arm under your, over I should say, your thigh into half a happy baby. So if you can reach your foot, hold on to the underside of your foot. Half a happy baby. And then we'll swap to the other side. Bring that knee into your chest. Taking the foot up towards the ceiling and the knee out to the side. Hold underneath your foot if you can reach into half a happy baby. And then we'll place both soles of the feet to the mat, lifting up into half a bridge, taking the arms beside you and squeezing the butt so you lift up as high as you can. And then we'll come down to the mat slowly, lifting up again into your half bridge. If you want to come into a full bridge, do so. Mine is a really rusty one at the moment. Haven't done them for ages, but you don't have to. Just stay in a bridge and then come down to the mat. We're going to gently rock the knees from side to side. Let the knees fall out, palms facing up into reclined Cobra. Bring the knees slowly together and gently rock them from side to side to side. Part the legs slightly, clasp the hands up towards the ceiling, push the palms together. We'll do the same with the upper back. Try to maintain your arms as straight as possible as you're rolling them from one side to the other. And try to keep your hips as still as possible, rolling from one side to the other. Then we'll place the hands beside us and turn our head to one side and to the other. Turning your head from side to side really slowly. And then lying yourself down into Savasana or getting something warm on. jumper, blanket, whatever you need. I'm just going to grab a jumper. I'm also going to turn off the light. It's a little bit bright in here when I do this. You don't need to see me for this bit. So you can remain seated if you wish, or make yourself comfortable, lie down, get a blanket, turn the lights off, whatever you need to do. You're quite welcome to stay lying down if you want, and I will just leave the meeting after this, so you can stay lying down if you're that super comfy. Or you can finish the class like we normally do. It's totes up to you. Sitting up nice and tall if you are seated, otherwise lying down with your palms facing up. Breathing through your nose, and as you exhale, feel your whole body slink down onto the mat. Take a few really deep breaths, and as you exhale really slowly, feel your whole body start to rest onto the mat. Okay, just allowing your body to return to a natural rhythm of breath. Noticing the floor beneath you, noticing your whole body, relaxing and resting the jaw, releasing down each arm to the fingertips, and down each leg to the toes. Take another deep breath and exhale slowly. You want to feel as if your body is heavy on the mat. You're noticing the floor beneath you, and allowing yourself to rest deeper. Think of a glowing light where your solar plexus is. That's the underside of your rib, just at the top of your belly. Think of that as a glowing light, and it's a warm ball of light just at your solar plexus. You might like to place your hand just on your lower rib cage, the top of your belly, if you wish. Think of this ball of energy and light radiating warmth and heat to the whole of your body. The more that you rest and relax, the more that this light exudes out into every part of your body. Think of the light trickling down through your legs to your toes and seeping out through your arms to your fingertips, and then rising through the chest up towards your head. Think of this light as coming to the ends of your body, the very tips of your fingers, the very tips of your toes, the very top of your head. And the warmth of the light is radiating from you now Glow around the edge of your body, the periphery of your body is glowing with this light. The warmth of light is relaxing you more. Every exhale is resting your body. Feeling this light warmer through your body. Each time you feel and think of the light, you rest deeper. As if you're resting into the space that the light is creating, glowing around the edge of your body. As this glow exudes more from your body, the body rests down and moves into that space that the light has created. Allowing the breath just to settle into a rhythmic breath. Shallow, rested. No tension at the jaw or the top of the head. Completely safe and secure in your house. Allowing yourself to let go of any tension that you may have. Feeling this light warm throughout the body, soothing aches and pains, soothing tension. Bring your attention now back into the room if you wish, otherwise you can stay where you are and just rest there until the meeting is ended. If you wish to come back into the room, do so now, perhaps wiggling fingers and toes, perhaps moving gently, or just coming to one side. And just rest before you come up to a seated position. Sitting in your comfortable cross-legged position, crown the head to the ceiling, fingers in Jnana Mudra or hands just to your knees, and breathing down to the base of the spine, and exhale to the skull, and release. We'll rotate the palms to heart center. Namaste. Thank you very much. I shall see you on Thursday. Thank you.